It's 5:30 and this is WKYT This Morning. The Valley View Ferry will be closed today so crews can search the Kentucky River. This comes after police find what could be human remains. The latest details are straight ahead.
Also on WKYT, the woman who Lexington police say was involved in a standoff is going to be heading to court this morning. We'll have details on her arrest and the disruption in a neighborhood in Lexington. That's coming up this morning.
And it's beginning to look a little bit like Christmas here in Lexington. That and your Kentucky forecast are all coming up right here on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky morning start right here on WKYT. Good morning to you. We're glad you're along. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is great to see you on this Wednesday, October 26th, and we have officially entered into a pattern of layering weather, as I would like to call it. It's chilly in the morning, so you want a few extra layers, but then you got to shed them by the end of the day.
And hope you don't forget your clothes at work or wherever you're at school, wherever you've been. You know, kids don't forget your coats, right? Let's check in. Meteorologist Micah Harris is on duty in our First Alert Weather Center.
You know, that's the best way to put it, and that's exactly what we're going to be going through. It'll be a 30-degree swing from morning to the afternoon. I want you to look across the area there at forecast for those temperatures early this morning. We're at 46 degrees in Jackson. However, some of these valley areas in eastern Kentucky, the valley regions, you could have some frost there on the windshields early this morning. Monticello, Williamsburg, Harlan, we're sitting there at 37, and we get in towards your afternoon at 73 degrees. This is a nice day later on, not so much this morning. This morning is kind of cool, but we'll have a mixture of sun and clouds too. This is a really good looking day, a nice feeling day. We get into your night and into tomorrow. Some rain will be on the way, but how much are we expecting? Can we kind of put those sprinklers to rest maybe for another day or two? Well, I'll explain that coming up in your 7 Day in just a few minutes.
And we'll see you then. Let's get to the news.
New on WKYT This Morning, Lexington police say they found possible human remains.
It comes after crews pulled cars out of the Kentucky River. Our Michelle Chamberlain is at the WKYT Alert Desk with details on that. Michelle?
Lexington police say the operation at the Kentucky River will continue today. Now, police say a crew pulled cars from the river over the weekend. They found what could be human remains. Police say testing must still be completed, a process that could take a while. The crew is expected to head back out today because of ideal river conditions. Now, we're told they plan to explore further, but they're not telling us much more. Now, because of this search, the Valley View Ferry will be closed for the day starting at 8 o'clock this morning. Andrea, Bill?
Thank you, Michelle. A Garrett County teacher and assistant football coach will not be at school today.
This story is getting a lot of attention right now on WKYT.com. Police say that Stephen Grubbs overdosed on heroin while heading to school in Stanford. First responders found him unconscious after he crashed his car into some trees and bushes. Police say it is Grubbs' third DUI charge in less than 10 years. The acting superintendent for Garrett County Schools says Grubbs is suspended with pay pending further investigation. And investigators say Grubbs will be appearing in court next month. Well, we're learning some new details about a standoff with Lexington police. It was quite a disruption in the neighborhood. It lasted for several hours.
Police say Robin Holbert was involved in that standoff near the intersection of Versailles Road and Delmont Drive last night. WKYT's Mike Byer is live in Lexington in front of the courthouse with the details. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Andrea. It was a scary situation last night, but fortunately, police were able to end the standoff with Holbert without anyone getting hurt. Now, as a result, she was arrested and will be arraigned later today here at District Court. It all started around 7:30 last night when police say they spotted a stolen car and made a traffic stop. They say Holbert pulled into an apartment complex off Versailles Road, but she eventually got out of the car and tried to run away. Police say they tasered her twice, but she wouldn't stop. At one point, police say she pulled out a gun on officers. Police were eventually able to corner her in an area near Versailles Road and Delmont Drive. This is when the standoff began. Police say Holbert was standing in the porch of a vacant home during the standoff, a standoff that lasted for nearly 2 hours until a police negotiator was able to get her to drop her weapon. Now, the whole ordeal came to an end just after 9 o'clock when she was arrested. Holbert now faces many charges, including theft of a motor vehicle registration plate, wanton endangerment, and fleeing or evading police. She'll answer to those charges later today when she meets face-to-face with a judge here at Fayette County District Court. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Family and friends are remembering a Boyd County man who police say was murdered. Police say they found Justin Reeder dead in Lawrence County, Ohio, more than a week after his family reported him missing. They've charged Jacob Lane with murder. Police say he admitted shooting Reeder the night of October 16th. Reeder's friends and family say he was a loving person who enjoyed camping and spending time outside.
He was just a great person, big heart, very lovable. He didn't deserve none of this. None of this.
I don't know, he had the biggest heart I knew.
You couldn't ask for a better kid. I was so proud of him.
Police have not talked about a possible motive for the murder. They say Lane tried to break into Reeder's Ashland home after killing him. Police say Lane has faced drug charges in Kentucky in the past and was on probation at the time of the murder.
Several questions are surrounding an animal cruelty case after police found a dog that had been shot by an arrow. Investigators say someone found the dog dead on the site of Highway 1023 in Laurel County. The dog's owner didn't want to talk on camera with us, but she did tell WKYT that the dog, named Scruffy, was loved by her children and was polite toward everyone. Neighbors say they can't understand why someone wanted to kill the dog.
I don't know if it's meanness or where they just wanted to kill something. I don't know. I mean, it'd be hard to really know what goes through their mind when they do stuff like that.
The Laurel County Sheriff's Office said they did not have any information on the case, and Animal Control also said they were not aware of the situation.
A big problem at the Lexington Humane Society should be fixed by the end of the week. Leaders there tell us they've ordered the part they need to fix the sewage pump. An accident near the Humane Society last Friday knocked out the controls to the shelter's sewage pump, and the shelter was paying hundreds of dollars to have the company pump out sewage. They say now they have enough money to pay for that part and other related expenses.
Well, some politics. Won't be much longer, but for now, it's a lot of eyes glued to it. Hillary Clinton is going to celebrate her 69th birthday today. She'll do that by campaigning in Florida again as rival Donald Trump is heading to North Carolina.
Both candidates held dueling rallies in the Sunshine State yesterday, one of 32 states where early voting is already underway. Roxana Sabiri has the latest on campaign 2016.
On his third straight day in Florida, Donald Trump used looming Obamacare rate hikes to hammer rival Hillary Clinton.
I'm going to repeal it and replace it. She's going to expand it, and it's going to get more and more expensive.
In an interview with Reuters, the Republican nominee also took aim at Clinton's foreign policy plans in Syria.
With her, you'll end up in World War III. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Trump saved his most searing attack of the day for President Obama himself, seizing on an exchange from the batch of hacked emails released by WikiLeaks yesterday. In it, Clinton's former chief of staff, Cheryl Mills, allegedly suggests the president knew that Clinton was using her personal email while Secretary of State.
He's caught up now, folks. We have to investigate the investigation.
Other emails purportedly show top aides struggling to get past Clinton's email scandal, including campaign chair John Podesta, who questioned her instincts. Ahead of her 69th birthday, Clinton ignored the latest WikiLeaks dump, focusing instead on Trump's rhetoric.
Now, after spending his entire campaign attacking one group of Americans after another, now his final target is democracy itself.
And warning supporters not to be complacent.
We've got to turn people out.
Clinton will get a boost from Khizr Khan, a Gold Star father, as he campaigns for her in Virginia today. Roxana Saberi for CBS News.
Tomorrow, on the campaign trail, Clinton will campaign with First Lady Michelle Obama in North Carolina. Yesterday, the Democratic nominee was endorsed by former Secretary of State Colin Powell, who blasted Trump as unqualified. U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell will be in central Kentucky today. He'll be in Lexington this morning at the UK College of Pharmacy to announce a $19.8 million grant for research. Then the Kentucky senator will head to Nicholasville to talk to the Jessamine County Chamber of Commerce and members of the community.
Sleep specialists are warning parents to keep smart devices away from kids close to bedtime. A doctor with the University of Kentucky says that the blue light that is given off in smart devices delays the release of melatonin, which triggers sleep. He says children should not play on phones and other smart devices at least 2 hours before bedtime.
If you use your device and you go to sleep, it will postpone your sleep time. You won't have a good sleep and your sleep onset will be delayed.
Now, coming up at 6:35 here on WKYT this morning, our Miranda Combs has more on the ripple effect that smart devices have on children.
Looking forward to that story. Well, students at one Central Kentucky high school learned an important lesson outside of the classroom. Some law enforcement agencies and businesses teamed up for a mock crash demonstration at West Jessamine High School. In this scenario, a crash caused by distracted driving left multiple people injured and one dead. Students and teachers we talked to say this was an eye-opening experience.
It's like my greatest fear of all times is having to come and identify the body of your own child.
Back at my alma mater, a similar mock crash demonstration will be held today at East Jessamine High School. I think that's an important lesson to be learned right there.
Absolutely, and lots of important discussions apparently were going on over there yesterday. Well, Mike has been helping us out count down the days to the big holidays. We are just 59 days now until Christmas.
And it's starting to feel like it here in Lexington. Crews are now starting to install the ice rink at Triangle Park in downtown Lexington. They're working on the foundation for the deck of the rink. Once that's finished, they'll start putting in the ice. The ice rink is expected to open sometime around the middle of next month, and you'll be able to skate on it until January. Oh my goodness, I'm not ready.
I know. Well, we're getting lulled here by being so warm so late.
Exactly.
You know,
Isn't that the truth? Let's head on over to, actually,
let's
time
check
to
traffic.
check traffic.
Why don't we do
Sorry,
that?
Micah.
Little detour here on the road, but we're going to see what's going on very quickly here with the current traffic situation. I-75 and I-64 look good. We have no reports of any problems along any of the other major roadways this morning. US 27 is running well as well, and it's quiet there on the interstate as you see this morning.
It sure is. Here's a look outside at New Circle Road and Broadway, courtesy of the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government Live Drive Cam. A few cars out on the road early this morning, but all in all, things are looking very smooth for your commute into work today.
All right, that camera on the north side of town, we do get reports things are picking up on the south end and east there, Richmond Road and Manowar. Yeah, people started arriving early.
Right, they do.
Wednesday morning on WKYT, good morning to you. It's great to have you with us. Hey, we have a lot more news coming right up.
Still ahead, you may be familiar with the mountain pose and yoga, but one farm in Arizona is adding goats to the mix. Yes, goat yoga is a real thing. That story is coming up after Micah's forecast.
And we have some rain headed our direction. We're going to see that rain push on through. That'll drop temperatures just for a day or so. And then we head towards your weekend and into Halloween. It gets very warm. We're going to go over all that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's 42 degrees right now in Laurel County. You get over toward eastern Kentucky, and a lot of these spots out at the airport, like Jackson reading 47, Moorhead reading 48, Mount Sterling 45 degrees. So it just shows you that we are seeing some temperatures well above that 40-degree mark, but there are some valley areas that will be in the 30s early this morning. Just watch out for that. We have some rain on the way. Finally, some rain back in the forecast, but let me tell you this. It's not going to be a lot. Most of the rain actually stays up toward the Great Lakes, and that pushes on through to the north of us. So this front really isn't a very powerful front. It's very weak, and we'll see that come on through overnight into tomorrow morning. Until then, a lot of mild air streams on in here. Out behind that warm front that's moving to the north of us, and that'll put temperatures today in the low to mid 70s later on this afternoon. So we're going from about a 30-degree swing from morning to afternoon. It's just one of those days. Weak cold front though, and like I said, a few showers here and there, very light rain for tomorrow. And there is a shower chance, but most are dry. So just don't plan on rain. Just know that there is an expectation that we could see a few showers roll across the region as we go through the day. Here's the deal on Thursday. The showers work their way through. That goes with the cold front. By the afternoon and evening, you're talking about temperatures diving big time once that front passes on through. So actually early on in the day feels pretty good. Afternoon and evening, it drops those temperatures pretty quickly. Friday, we'll be sitting there in the 60s, right around average, and we'll have a windy afternoon as those winds come traveling on in here, trying to usher in a little warmer air for the weekend. The weekend looks really nice. We're talking the 70s there for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, and that goes into Halloween. Really good weather for you. I'll show you that in just about 30 seconds for your 7-day forecast. Hey, don't forget, Micah Harris, WX, always getting some really cool pictures. This is Tuesday sunset in London, Kentucky. How cool is that shot? from at the KY Niche, which is my man Johnny Nicholson. Always sends in really, really good shots out of London. Appreciate that very much. Don't forget to send your pictures on in. I'll show them off as we go through the morning and in toward noontime. 7-day forecast, 73 today. That's great air. We'll take that. Off towards your day tomorrow, remember, 66 will be your high temperature. But as we go through your day, it actually drops those temperatures in toward the afternoon as that front pushes on through. A couple of showers here and there, nothing really to write home about. Friday will be great. Friday night football, I don't see any problems. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, look at that, guys. We're talking 70s and mainly dry conditions too. That goes for Halloween, so once that sun does set on Halloween, it will be, I wouldn't say chilly, but it'll be cooler than 73 because 73 is 4 to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's still really nice. I mean, you don't have to wear the coat, cover that outfit up that you spent, what, 30, 40 bucks on?
Right.
So
At least.
At least, right. So it actually looks all right.
Kind of the perfect scenario.
That's right.
You know? All right, Micah, thank you very much. 5:49 the time this morning, and maybe some of you at home like to spend part of your morning doing yoga, okay? Yeah. Downward doggy, right. But we bet your morning session is not anything like this
No.
one.
At one farm in Phoenix, Arizona, deep breathing and downward dog meet wandering goat. Goat yoga is a real thing. The girls who run the farm and the classes say it's kind of like pet therapy. You can pet them, let them climb on you, or just meditate with them. The goats weigh about 45 pounds, so it's a good way to strengthen your core.
Yeah. Especially if they
Look at that. There it is right on your back. They will climb anything. You always see them on top of dog houses and all kinds of stuff. So.
And if they decide to butt you, that can be a strength workout, too, trying to hold them back.
Yeah, fighting those goats away.
There you go. All right.
Coming up, you'll get a look at the stories making news at this hour.
We'll be checking traffic again. We'll see how things are moving along out there. This morning we have health news and a lot more. Our top stories at the top of the hour. It's so good to have you with us here on WKYT This Morning. Hey there, good morning. Welcome back in. WKYT This Morning. We're live from Lexington at 5:53 on your Wednesday.
Let's take a look now at some of the stories we're working on for you this morning.
Lexington police say they have possibly found human remains. It comes after crews pulled some cars out of the Kentucky River over the weekend. The material they found will have to be tested to identify it. A crew will head back to search the area today, and the Valley View Ferry will be closed today, starting at 8 o'clock this morning.
Topping your national headlines, Hillary Clinton celebrates her 69th birthday today. She's campaigning in Florida again as rival Donald Trump heads to North Carolina.
Trump spent a third straight day in the Sunshine State yesterday denouncing Obamacare premiums, which are set to skyrocket next year. Despite holding a 3-point lead over Trump in Florida in polling, Clinton has urged supporters not to be complacent come Election Day.
In the sports world, the Cleveland Indians shut out the Chicago Cubs in Game 1 of the World Series. Roberto Perez hit 2 home runs, leading the Indians to a 6-0 win over the Cubs last night. Pitcher Corey Kluber set a World Series strikeout record with 8 strikeouts through the first 3 innings.
All right, it's off and rolling.
There you go. Come on, Cubs.
See what happens.
Yeah. Researchers are linking air pollution to blood vessel damage in healthy young adults. This tops your morning health headlines.
Tiny pieces of solid or liquid pollution can damage blood vessels in young adults. That's according to new research in an American Heart Association journal. Researchers tracked 72 healthy, non-smoking young adults for 3 winters and found the pollution from cars, factories, power plants, fires, and smoking increased their risk for high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. Researchers working on an experimental drug for Alzheimer's disease say it is preventing inflammation in the brain, which is linked to the disease. The drug, which is known as NTRX7, also removes abnormal protein clumps that can cause inflammation and damage neurons.
And this is interesting. A new study finds a single dose of dextrose gel rubbed inside a newborn baby's mouth an hour after birth can lower the baby's risk of low blood sugar. Nearly 1 in 3 infants is at risk for low blood sugar levels, which raise a baby's risk of impaired nervous system development. Currently, doctors treat low blood sugar with formula, which can make it harder to establish breastfeeding.
So interesting how it's really trial and error with a lot of these medical tests and developments that we have.
Of course, in the news yesterday, a baby was born twice. They had to perform surgery, then put it back in the mother's womb.
That's an amazing story.
It really is. Pretty cool.
The little girl's going to have 2 birthdays.
Exactly. All right, let's get a check today on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic.
Time is 5:56, and here are the travel times. Into Lexington this morning, you're looking good. If you're heading in out of Nicholasville, it's a quick ride in. Also from Georgetown, Paris, Winchester, all the surrounding cities. Frankfurt, a good ride as well. We have no reports of any delays or problems right now.
Isn't that nice? All right, let's take a look outside courtesy of the Lexington-Fayette-Urban County Government live drive cam. We are looking at Manowar and Nicholasville Road. Of course, that is the site where a lot of delays have been happening here lately as they work on the summit there. Looking forward to that opening, but right now things are moving very smoothly.
A lot of anticipation about the summit, a lot of stores and so forth, but a lot of questions about how traffic is going to go once that happens. All right, we're going to check in with Micah right now as he's tracking weather on this wonderful Wednesday morning.
It is a pretty nice start. It's really not all that bad. I don't see widespread 30s across the region. We're actually at 48 degrees right now in Moorhead. There is a frost advisory for eastern Kentucky, but I want to show you this. Jackson at 46 degrees. You have some spots there in the 30s. It's really those valley areas that we're going to be watching there for some patchy frost early this morning, but no widespread frost. Very pleasant this afternoon at 73, but a front in toward tomorrow could bring us some rain. We'll have that coming up.